Hi, I'm David Lampley with the Delutri Law Group, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about debt collectors and who they can contact and who they cannot contact, and what they can do when they do contact those people. One of the questions or comments that I get when I meet with people a lot of times is that the debt collector called their neighbor and asked the neighbor to bring the phone over to them or to pass along a message. This is oftentimes, and I hesitate to say 100% of the time, but the majority of the times this is a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act if it is a debt collector calling, or potentially a violation of the Florida Consumer Practices or Consumer Collection Practices Act if it's the original creditor. And the reason why I say that is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act allows the debt collector to call a third party only if they can find, or only for the purpose of finding contact information for you or location information for you. However, I find it extremely hard to believe that a debt collector randomly selecting people at large would just happen to end up calling your neighbor if they didn't know your address already. What I think happens is they know your contact information, they know your phone number, they know all the information that they need to know to contact you, and yet they still call your neighbors for the purpose to harass or humiliate you. This is a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and potentially also a violation of the Florida Consumer Collection Practices Act, depending on who's initiating the phone call. If the debt collector has already contacted you by phone and has already sent you a letter to your address, you know that any subsequent communications to your neighbors or your family members are violations of this act, because they do have your contact information and they do have your location information. So any information or any communication to neighbors or family members should be considered violations of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and should be recorded, not necessarily audio or video recording as we're doing today, but you should make notes of this as they happen so that you have a current log of those contacts.
Thank you for watching. If you would like more information on this topic or any others, please feel free to contact us for a free 30-minute consultation.